usually later game dungeons, but it's also just an interesting item, seeing people pushing blocks into people to hurt them, start stuff off interestingly.
Yeah, that's always fun, as we start off in Link's house, and we're off to a healthy start with a piece of heart.
Speaking of hearts, we're seeing a few different colors. Got a couple of traditional reds on the bottom. On the top, we've got a green and a blue.
I find the blue fits really well with Marty because, if I'm not mistaken, that sprite is Mia from Xenoblade 2? Question mark? Because I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either.
And we're starting with a bow and 30 arrows.
That is a good start. That bow is one of those items because it's only a couple of places where it bottlenecks you, but it bottlenecks you really hard. So it's one of those items that control you a little bit. So yeah, it's fun to see them get that as they're starting, and 30 arrows, so they'll be able to work through this opening section pretty quickly.
Yep. I like that start, and thank you, chat, for confirming that. As for other sprites, Koi is using the maiden sprite. I can't say I'm terribly familiar with the other two offhand, but Runner Watchers looks like a frog.
Yeah, it's Frog from Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
So we've got a few chests.
Speaking of the madness. Yeah, speaking of the madness of Chrono Trigger at the end of GDQ, holy smokes, Batman!
I haven't watched the VOD yet. It was I was too busy that evening, so don't spoil it. But I'm glad to hear it was good.
Oh yeah, let's just say there was a lot of hype in the room.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I got that impression just from like little bits and pieces that I've heard. But I mean, I always love watching Puexel run stuff. Really cool, interesting stuff to say. Is always really entertaining.
So what our runners are looking for here, and why they're killing so many of these guards? Well, not just because they have to. As Runner Watcher just got a 4 bomb drop, so did Julio Ninja. Really timely, because that 4-pack will get them well covered for bombs through Kakariko at least.
Yeah, you're going to get a bomb drop of some kind in Kakariko, or enough money to buy some, but you want to have at minimum one when you leave here, because we need to check the 3 chests in the very end of the escape sequence. But in Kakariko, there's 3 spots right in the main town that they want to check, so that 4 bomb drop is kind of perfect.
Well, there's Magic Cape. That'll come in handy if you're trying to dodge stuff.
It will. It's also just a potential hint at maybe we might have to go fight Aghanim, because there's a couple of different ways that that you can have access to do that. We'll need a way to get into the castle, so either 2 swords or 1 sword and a cape. We also need a moon pearl usually, and a lamp as well. So one of those pieces, maybe we're going to be heading there, but pretty early to say.
Yeah, it's definitely too early to tell at this point in the running. But with the 300 drop that they got out of the map chest, they're covered on rupees so far, and they're already on their way to covering any of the required money that could be in the seed.
Yeah, the seed, as for required stuff, for what people will usually do, we've got the bottle vendor in Kakariko Village. He needs $100, often giving you a pretty bad deal, but sometimes he'll give you $300 for your 100, so it's a pretty good investment. We also might want to give Zora 500 rupees for usually an even worse investment, and we'll need to pay a monkey 110 rupees to get into Dark Palace, most likely.
Yeah, and that 110 is a minimum, because every time you lose them, you gotta pay an extra dime.
Yeah, I like to go in with just 10 extra. Usually I'm not going to get hit more than once, but you know, that one time when you have the exact number you need and you take that 1 extra hit, that is a pain.
Yeah, it sounds like that's what would happen in an NMG run with my luck.
Yeah. So all of our runners have a key already, so they're going to find something other than a key in the Stark Cross.
Boy, got some ammo on a drop.
not bad to find some ammo. They've been going through a fair bit of it, not having any other weapon options right now.
Unfortunately, Koi, of our 4 featured runners, is getting some awful luck in terms of bomb drop. Like, this is a case of just RNG just saying nope.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot you can do, in terms of manipulating RNG. I don't think that's something that we have cracked, at least to be able to use in a randomizer kind of no major glitches type setting.
Oh god, it would be bad if he doesn't get a bomb drop because there's a power glove in the bomb blocked area.
There is, and you need that power glove to get the quick way back into it.
Oh boy, this could be really bad for Koi.
Yep, 1 arrow left. Ugh, not looking good. Take one more shot here. Nope.
And the game really just said no.
Yeah, the only thing you might hope for is maybe bombs in this chest. But nope.
It's gonna be a piece of art. So at this point, as far as I'm aware, the way the logic works is that the second glove can't be blocked behind the first, because back in version 18, that was a thing, and you could soft lock.
Yeah, that wouldn't be fun. So there's got to be a way to get back there. It might just throw you a little bit off track looking for a glove while everybody else has one.
Yeah, that could be a huge setback for Koi potentially.
Our runner's heading into the Lost Woods, getting some bombs off of the tree pole there for Runner Watcher, and then some bombs sitting in the mushroom spot.
That's gonna be really cool. That's gotta feel bad for Koi because the tree pole got him bombs.
Mm-hmm.
And Chad has corrected me that once Koi gets bombs, you can still take the tunnel. So that's a change that's recent that I wasn't aware of. And the lumberjack check is just arrows, so we don't need to do Aga 1 for that location.
No. Meanwhile, as they're working their way through the Lost Woods, finding a bottle in there. Nice to find that bottle now because you can route your sick kid check-in with all of your other Kakariko checks.
True that. No need to return for that.
Kakariko, pretty item-rich location. 13 places you can check kind of without having to get too far afield one from the other, as long as you got some bombs, which everybody now has.
Yeah, just don't do what I've done a couple of times and just have a complete brain fart and go north-south when you don't have any bombs.
Yeah, that doesn't feel good.
And we got our first shield.
Little blue shield, not incredibly useful, but sometimes it's helpful in surprising situations, which you can find yourself in a lot in this randomizer.
Oh, absolutely, no doubt about it.
Let's see if the well has anything interesting for us.
When we did get a map check earlier, so it is worth noting that we did see that it is a 3 crystal light world with Hera being a red.
Mm-hmm.
We just got magic powder.
That is a nice safety item, and we can also do one little fetch quest with it. Unfortunately, we don't have the hammer or Dark World access in the mirror, so can't actually see what the magic bat has.
100 rupees for a flute, thank you very much. Movement just became very free.
That is a bargain.
Oh yeah, especially with all the fast travel that the mirror allows, the flute allows. So now, you get to zip around the overworld fairly easy, and you can check something on Death Mountain.
And literally could not have a location that's more convenient to the place you need to activate the flute.
Well, that's very true, but if you were in a crowd control race, hopefully you did not set the deactivate flute price too low. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Getting a couple people trying the chicken clip. Runner Watcher got it there. Yula Ninja just wound up injuring a chicken. It's fine. They're fine.
Yeah, there is one problem with that. There is a frame perfect soft lock you can do going for that. I have done it. Oh, wow. Sick Kid's loaded with the money.
Hey, thanks, Sick Kid. Wow, I guess you weren't going to use that traveling money, so thanks for giving it to us. So Kakariko, couple of fun finds in there. It hasn't exactly blown the seed open, but it is nice to be able to have that access to fly around and not be wondering where that flute is. Got a sword in the library.
Hopefully Boot's nearby so you can get it quick.
Yeah, that would be nice. You have to hope that that's not your only sword option, but good to know that you know exactly where one is, and if you get boots, you can always upgrade from whatever sword you happen to have.
That is a Cane of Burna at the race game, and our 4 featured runners are, well, at least Runner Watcher and Julio not interested in. Well, this is interesting. Going for an Agena play out the chute.
Mm-hmm.
If this is something, then that's a roll of the Gamble-Matic 9000 that'll pay off big.
Yeah, I mean, when you get the flute, that's when you start making those choices. Although it looks like the choice to go to the dam was a really good one because Runner Watcher has a second glove now.
Titan mitts already. That'll be a good peace of mind find for Koi.
Mm-hmm. Could be peace of mind, but also this could mean with all they need now is a Moon Pearl, and we have got Dark World access for everybody who picks that glove up.
And Koi does pick up the Cane of Burna, which is a good safety item to have in quite a few situations.
Yeah, interesting to pick that up when we already have the cape. I'm trying to think of situations where that would be more useful than the cape. I guess it does allow you to kill blind, whereas having the cape and no sword you wouldn't be able to damage blind.
Speaking of blind, Koi did the blind race game gamble and decided to just take it.
Why not? Also see people picking up that heart, a full heart container only about 6 steps out of your way. Is, I think, especially this early in the game when we only have 5 or 6 hearts, it's not a bad to pick up. Wow, this is a rich seed. Marty getting another 300 drop and then a couple of 50s in the mini Moldorm cave there.
Basically, with how much money Marty has already, he might as well have rolled the dollar on the Viva prices because he's already over 1,000.
Yeah, no Houlihan room required in this seed. Runner Watcher heading up to Ice Rod Cave here.
Dodges one crab, gets hit by another. They do 2 hearts of damage, so you really gotta be careful.
Yeah, they are mean, those crabs. And Koi has decided to take that glove and immediately go and check the spot that they missed because of those lousy bomb drops, so they're gonna be rewarded with a nice gold glove.
And the green pendant is in Thieves Town today.
I kind of hate to see the green pendant in Thieves Town because it feels like you're being baited a little bit.
Well, we might be heading there sooner than you think because the Moon Pearl's in Sahasula's closet. Marty's the first of our featured runners to get there.
Yes, he has a shovel too, though we'll probably see people hold off on using that until they can route it in with some other checks. But with that Dark World access, it's going to be taking them to the Village of Outcasts. We're probably going to see people dipping into Thieves Town.
That's starting to make me wonder if that can of burn is actually, if the logic wants you to kill blind with it. That would be nasty.
Yeah, it would be, but it could be the case. We've seen weirder things.
Yep, seen it swordless, seen it in inverted.
We're seeing Marty checking out Eastern Palace here.
Well, considering you got the bow, if you know the dark rooms, go for it.
Yeah, this is a pretty good dungeon. It's got two very distinct levels of difficulty of dark room. So if you want, baby's first dark room is going to be going to the right past the big chest there to go and pick up a key, and then go and head back to the left and open up a chest. That's pretty easy to learn. If you want a tougher one, it's still not the worst, but it can get a little hairy when you're getting into the back of the dungeon to fight the Armos Knights. There is a room where you have to kill a specific enemy that has and there's a bunch of enemies kind of gumming up the space, and it's real tough to do in the dark. But if you can get it, great.
And Runner Watcher opted to go straight for Meyer's Shed, which is perfectly fine.
I mean, you get to check what Misery Mire is in terms of, is it a crystal? Yes. And what do we need to get into it? Because nobody has found any medallions yet. So at least we'll know what we're looking for.
True that.
Did not get a look at it there. I don't know if it was visible on screen.
We did get a look from another runner, and it was Vanilla Ether, which is a 1 in 3 chance.
Yeah. I've been seeing a lot of ether in my own seeds lately. I don't know if that's a trend or if it's just been my luck.
Not sure, because I haven't had as much time to play Rando Seeds lately. But what I do know is that Runner Watcher is in Skull Woods, which could be interesting, could find something. It's a play you typically saw around from like version 25 to 28 to gamble on this dungeon, because it was about 50-50 as to whether you actually got anything or not, as Runner Watcher opts for a Death Ward.
Yeah, it hasn't been quite the Skull Value Woods that it was previously, but still, the checks are ones that you can do without having to kind of commit to getting deep into a dungeon, really. So a lot of the time you'll see people checking it out just as part of the almost part of the overworld for the Village of Outcasts and that part of Hyrule.
That was dicey for Runner Watcher. If that Gizdo had given him a hug, that would have been a death.
Yeah, and then of course you got the hand reaching down. Yeah, definitely time to take a death and get the heck out of that situation.
Yeah, for sure. Especially after getting the big key in the vanilla spot, so you might as well check the big chest while you're right there.
Yeah, we can't get any farther. We don't have a fire rod, so we can't open up the next half of the dungeon. So might as well just go back this way, see what you can get, and then probably get out of here. Maybe do some checks to see if there's anything interesting on the ledge that would require that cape that everybody has tucked away in their bag.
It's worth noting that it can be the hook shot, albeit he is mean. Nope, just a map and another Death Ward.
So Yule Ninja is heading out. Maybe we're going to do a little bit of checking the ledge here while Marty is working their way through Thieves Town proper, or Village of Outcasts proper. Oh my!
That's the exact scenario I was hoping to not see, because yes, the game can require you to get the hook shot in this manner. You have to hug. Now, how it's going to be done is you have to hug the top ledge on floor 2 of Bumper Cave. It is tough, but it can be done.
Yeah, it always feels like you're kind of sidling like something you might do in Wind Waker or something, but there we go. Mule Ninja pulling it off, no problem. Meanwhile, Runner Watcher heading in, just steps behind.
Yeah, it's pretty tight, but once you pull it off a couple times, it's pretty simple to get the hang of. But yeah, that's nasty, man.
But they now have that hook shot that feels nice to have before anybody's really made any attempts to head up to Death Mountain. They now have access to a good chunk of light and dark Death Mountain. The only thing they can't get to is Tower of Hera quite yet.
Yeah, but if anything, you can easily find out what you need to get into Turtle Rock, because we know we gotta go there at some point.
Speaking of Death Mountain, that's where Runner Watcher's heading right now. Good density of chests to check, so I can totally understand why they would want to make that play.
I see Koi's in the dark room. Now that's how you can pick up where the Igor is to shoot the arrow. Koi lost track of the Igor, opted to reset the room. That's a good safety strategy.
Yeah, only a couple of hearts left. Just hoping to see that key pick up. Ooh, 1 heart left now. Switching to the Cane of Burna might be a good use for that.
That is a very good use. Not sure if through. Not sure how many hits it takes with that to get rid of an Igor.
Gonna have to use some more invincibility here to not take a death to those Igors. Ooh. Down to half a heart now. We saw a little tiny bit of digging from Marty. Just got a heart container for their trouble, but only after a couple digs. Kind of ideal if it's not going to be a good item to just go ahead and give it to you and get it over with.
Marty is going Frogsmith, and a bit of a world tour as well, as Koi is the first of our 4 featured runners to take on the Armos Knights, going for the NMG strat.
Perfect.
Knocking it down perfectly, getting an arrow refill in the process. Nicely done, and the hammer's in Paradox Cave.
Indeed. Runner Watcher picking up that hammer, and also they picked up in the bottom part of Paradox Cave the Quake medallion as well, I believe. So there's 1 medallion that might be required for Turtle Rock. We'll see in a couple of moments, probably.
Yep, hitting the bomb jump, which is a nice little time save. You can...
Yeah, I like that bomb jump. It's you have to just be fearless and just kind of go for it, and don't think about it too much, otherwise you'll fall off the edge.
Quite easy to do.
Getting a hype cave check here from Marty with a frog in tow.
Got blue mail, which is nice. And, well, not terrible. The blue mail will help, but not what we're after.
Yeah, no progression at all. Runner Watcher was Walker watching all around that spiral cave, just getting a heart piece for their trouble. Koi gonna be doing some digging. I don't think there's anything here, though, it seems to me. We had a check and it was some rupees.
Well, we're about to find out what the blacksmith reward is.
I was taken on a pretty good tour, so hopefully it's going to be something good.
Well, he liked it enough to give a piece of heart, so I guess that's something. Now, the real dirty part would be if there's progression at purple chests that's required to get the mirror. That is something that this randomizer can do.
Meanwhile, Runner Watcher with that hammer now has access to Tower of Hera. So checking out the first basement room here and finding the big key in that nice open spot. Hopefully we won't have to do the long tile room.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. If they have to do that, they can't do it now because they lack a fire source.
Indeed.
Interesting. Runner Watcher heading straight up.
Yeah, did Runner Watcher not check the back chest on the main floor there?
I'm guessing that's a no.
I mean, that is a chest that's easy to go back in and check. So I guess that would be a potential strategy.
10 arrows. And I think I already found what that was, and where that was is Koi takes a death. I did not see where that was.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember where I last saw Koi. I got distracted looking at other people doing things.
Skull Woods. Ow, that hurts.
Yeah. So we're at 26 minutes now. None of our runners have a sword in hand. They have all found a sword, but they can't get access to it until they have the boots.
But Runner Watcher is still able to fight Moldorm thanks to having the hammer.
Hammer's pretty good for Moldorm because it has the temper sword damage, so you need to get 3 hits. Unfortunately, without a sword, you can't protect yourself against getting bonked off the edge, but Runner Watcher making that look easy.
Yep, 3 strikes. Moldorm's out.
Ooh, don't want to see that key, though.
Yeah, so now we're 50-50 to having an item fire locked in the basement.
And I was seeing they got a pickup of a map in one of the chests there. So yeah, heading back in.
Ooh, unique item in Ice Palace. That'll be someplace worth going to.
Yeah.
As soon as we get a fire source that can beat freezers.
Yeah, and flippers, though. I guess if there's any place you could fake flipper into fairly easily, you can fake flipper into Ice Palace without too much issue.
So just 20 rupees for getting the old man up the mountain.
That's not a very good payout for all that work that they did in that dark room using the hook shot to like echolocate. I think that's worth more than $20, but all right.
And the free restart point's a nice little bonus. As Marty now gets the news, sees the hook shot, not able to lift that boulder due to the pterodactyl. That's obnoxious.
Yes, that really is obnoxious.
Oh, I saw what Marty was trying for. Tried to get the cape off, but not in time.
No. And now I see what the chat was talking about. There was somebody laughing about the lamp placement. Lamp is on top of Spectacle Rock, so locked by the mirror. So
well, we got one unique item off the board, the single arrow Super Bunny Cave.
I'd like to get that one off the board so that you're not always asking whether the unique item could potentially be that one. So now we're going to get our Turtle Rock check from Runner Watcher. Bombos. So we found the one medallion that we do not need, being Quake. We need Ether and Bombos.
Still, Quake can have its uses. Like if we're in, say, Ice Palace, we don't have a tempered sword, but we have like Fighter or Master. You can get some mileage out of the Quake medallion in that situation. And you get a bee in a bottle.
The bee is the best bee. That's our friend, helps us kill him off. We probably won't see that, but well, unless it turns out that we need to go to the pedestal for some reason. Marty coming back and murdering that pterodactyl with a sign before going in, which is a good move.
And a good call, too, because you know what they say about payback not being nice. Wow, the flippers are at the end of Hookshot Cave. We really need the mirror here.
Wow.
This would be an awful place for it to be.
Yeah.
Nah, it's just a heart container. At this point, I'd say go for Hammer Thieves Town because it's Green Pendant, so you get the 4 items and there's a 5th in it for you.
Yeah, I think that's a good play at this point. Potentially we might see a dip into Palace of Darkness as well, though. With the access we have to the Dark World, for some of our runners who haven't picked up the hammer yet, it's easier to get in closer to Thieves Town. Just looking at our rupee counts, not a runner has under 1,100 rupees.
Yeah, in terms of rupee counts, this is impressive.
And pretty good health, too, for some of our runners.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Runner Watcher is heading into the Palace of Darkness area. I do like this play because bow and hammer means there's a lot of pod that's in logic. And if you're comfortable with those dark rooms and you feel like going for the full clear, more power to you.
Yeah, this is another one that has 2 kind of distinct levels of difficulty of dark rooms. The dark room in the basement. What do you call that one with the 2 chests and the long string of rupees on either side there?
They call that Dark Hallway. I actually consider this to have 3 levels of difficulty.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That would be the easiest, and then the dark maze. If you've got the maze next to you to look at, it's a little tough, but you should be able to get through it without too much trouble. And then there's
then there's Turtle Party. That room can kill you really fast.
They're as slow as they are really mean.
Meanwhile, Runner Watcher starts off pod with getting a key and taking a death warp.
Yeah, without the mirror, that's a good option, especially if you only have green mail. It's fairly easy to get a death warp. Now, if you had red mail, it kind of becomes a problem.
We already know that game. Watcher bombs the hit. I approve of that.
I like to see that. I'll have to see a little bit of snark for the hints.
Oh, hey, we've all done it before. Like, typically for the items, you'll see Fred Coughlin bomb the chest, bombing the hints. I like it. I approve of it.
So, Runner Watcher now just past the area where you need the bow to progress. Yeah, how thematic. You need the bow to get the silvers. It's just perfect.
It really is, and it kind of reminds me of some scenarios in Zelda 1 Randomizer where you do have wooden arrow blocks silvers, mostly because of a Goma. Unfortunately, as Runner Watcher's finding, you can't hook shot there. You actually need the boots to bonk to that.
That's all right. They can kind of worm their way around, check these other areas here. If the big key is hiding toward the beginning of the dungeon, you would want to find it before heading back and working your way all the way through that dark maze.
Now, something you'll see a lot of in Palace of Darkness is you will see Pod typically front-loaded with keys, and then back-loaded with everything else, including the items, often called the Mullet Dungeon for that reason. Business in the front, party in the back. But we did get a bit of a party in the front with the silver arrows, have to admit.
Yeah, that's sort of like the alternate front, like side front. I don't know.
And we're up to the flame shield for our runner watcher. That thing can withstand up to flame attacks. It is worth noting, though, that there is no shield that will save you from the beamless beams, and there was nothing saving runner watcher from getting popped off by that hard hat beetle, so it reset the room.
Yeah, that that was a bit of a standoff there, but managed to get through it.
Could also throw a bomb to blast the beetle off.
I would have liked that.
Just
that would
like
have felt
Team
appropriate.
Rocket.
Yeah. So here's the first of those easier dark rooms.
A heart container, that'll help. And a small key.
Usually expect to find a small key down there.
Ooh, Koi gets blasted off by Trolldorm.
Ooh, yeah. That's one of the problems. None of our runners, we're at 36 minutes now. No swords. So, you know, sometimes you're going to get bumped off the edge by this fella. Now we've got Marty and Koi in kind of the same situation here.
As Runner Watcher has upgraded to the Mirror Shield. That'll block the beams in Turtle Rock, but not the beamless beams in the rest of the game, which, quite frankly, I never understood the logic behind that.
Same.
Runner Watcher is now in the Dark Maze. And says no thank you. I cannot blame them whatsoever, because that without a sword can be brutal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes, especially if you know where the lamp is, you gotta assume you're gonna get a mirror at some point. You're gonna be heading up that way. You've gotten probably all the value that you can really hope to get out. So you know what? Cut your losses rather than flail in the dark forever.
Yep, that was a Zelda 1 randomizer tournament, which produced a very long seed that even beat another marathon seed from the Petafors tournament, but we're not going to get into that one right now. I would know I was there.
Well, we have two runners doing their walk of shame at the same time here in Spiral Cave, all for the love of one little piece of heart.
Now, Runner Watcher is up to Blue Mail. I am thinking progression is going to be in Thieves Town, and while we didn't get progression in Pod, we did get something very helpful in Silvers.
Yeah, Silvers, because they all have the bow, and they've had the bow since minute one. Silvers really make a lot of the work that you have to do in this game a lot easier, and since we don't have a sword yet, that's probably become really relevant.
Nobody's gone up to Zora as of yet. That's one of those checks that is still on the table.
Yep, nobody has any issue with rupees. They can all do it without even second thought, but, you know, it is a bit out of the way. Oh my. Speaking of out of the way, Runner Watcher making a very good play here.
The ice rod on the pyramid.
You like to find the ice rod when you know you got to do Turtle Rock. Now we know we don't have to make that gamble as to whether it might be up there in Turtle Rock.
Yep, it's that one item that can be anywhere but Trimax, because as it says in a song provided by Dr. Bobtastic.
Yes, but it does mean that we could potentially get a very silly fire rod location because Skull Woods is not not in play just yet, so and not necessarily going to become in play. So it's very possible that the fire rod could be in one of those first chest of Turtle Rock, which would be hilarious.
Yeah, it can very much well be in Turtle Rock, but we don't have Bombos yet. And if we get Bombos before Fire Rod, the better play would be going to Ice Palace.
Yeah, or even did we get both items out of Skull Woods? I don't remember if we got any items out actually.
And Runner Watcher got catfished.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when you play with catfishes. I was trying to try to make a reference there. I don't think it quite worked, but thanks for agreeing to that.
Well, I tried. Anyway, the floating island was the flippers.
So we need the mirror for a couple of things, but that primarily.
Runner Watcher is going down to check Magic Bat. Does have a green potion, so no worries there.
Yeah, that could have been very awkward many a time. Has one gone to try to do this glitch, or not this glitch, but make this play which requires the tiniest amount of magic. But if you have none, then there's nowhere nearby to find some.
Unfortunately, using the potion, not worth it because it was just 3 bombs.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame. You're hoping if you have to down that whole potion that it's going to come of something, but at least they have a full magic bar now, so maybe they'll take a trip to the witches to fill it up with a blue potion or something else useful. Did you get in a second crystal?
Yeah, this seed is doing the dumb, for sure.
It's definitely taking them on a bit of a ride. Might be more linear than it originally felt. It felt fairly open for a bit there, but we're seeing everybody having to retrace each other's steps and getting bottlenecked by the same kind of stuff.
Right now, it's really looking like Thieves Town is the source of the bottleneck.
Yeah, I think you're right, because nobody has wanted to stick their head in there, and that ice rod on the pyramid is nice to find, but it's not technically progression right now. It's not something that immediately makes you go, aha, I know where I need to go next.
I am not sure as to where Runner Watcher is going.
Checking Stumpy, I guess. Do not believe Stumpy has anything. Nope, Stumpy is very cheap today.
Nah. Stumpy just had 5 rupees today.
My guess is Runner Watcher wants to check all the things that they can before going, you know what, fine. Blind, I'm coming for you.
Yeah, but first, the digging game.
Yes. Seems to me it was only a few digs for a heart container.
2.
Wow. So everybody looking pretty healthy now. Blue mail and at least a row of hearts.
Yep, along with more.
Yeah, and bottles and fairy dust and all sorts of things to help them. Invincibility items. If only they could find a sword at 44 minutes in. We still haven't found boots or a sword.
Marty just picked up the silver arrows.
Now it's gotta feel good to have those. But I'm sure all of our runners would really like to find something that really gives them that push.
And Hammer Pegs has our last bottle.
Yep, leaving the B.
I see what you did there.
I was like, I could just end it at B, I guess, but I felt like I needed to add another layer of the same thing.
And Ninja's about to get up to the silvers.
Meanwhile, Koi was now having a look at what Misery Mire had to offer. Not a lot there, finding out that they need ether to get in.
We do have entry into Thieves Town by Runner Watcher, and with that hammer, we'll be able to full clear.
Yeah, now, are we gonna want to full clear? Or are we gonna find a piece of progression so good that we're just gonna peace out? Probably not.
Nah, I don't think so, because I do recall someone being in there much earlier, but unable to proceed after 4 items. I think it was Marty, not sure. Yep, it was. Okay.
Every chest. If you hold your breath just a little bit, could this be the one? Getting a lot of
Nothing in the front 4, but Runner Watcher with that hammer is gonna proceed further and press on.
Yeah, totally worth it to get through this, check every chest, overturn every skull, find everything you can, and then you've still got a green pendant that you can turn in as well.
Absolutely, and that's what makes Green Pendant Thieves Town so worth it. It's not the hardest dungeon that you have to do in the world, but might as well.
Feels like there's a part in the middle here, which Runner Watcher is in now, where there's a long period where you don't get to check any chests in it. You can sort of feel like you're sort of doing busy work a little bit as you make your way through this hellway here.
Yeah, Hellway definitely counts as busy work, no doubt about it.
But we do have a hint. That is one other little piece of, it's not a tangible reward, but it could be useful. Huh.
Or it can be butts.
Yep. Oh, some bombs require the hammer, huh? Great. Nice to see silver arrows used on these lizard friends.
Yeah, those lizards hit pretty hard.
Yeah, they hit hard. They're just unpredictable enough.
If you want to save arrows, though, you can use the hook shot.
Yeah, I like using the hook shot on them. It's very satisfying. But we found the map and we found the compass and the big key, of course. So everything else has items or a key to get us to the big chest, which would have an item. So fingers crossed, we're going to find something in the back of Thieves Town.
Wow. Jewel Ninja braving the dark room to come up with the first sword of the seed at 4808.
Ooh. Yeah, I guess it turns out that dark maze would have been a reasonable play, but, I mean, it is tough. It is tough to navigate. But now, a little bit better armed, a little bit healthier, blue male definitely gives you a better chance at getting through. And of course, now you can navigate with that sword, which is nice.
There's the fire rod in Blind Cell. That means Blind is the last item, and the small key is locked in the big chest, basically locked behind it.
Yeah, so the hammer not required at all. Interesting, except for to kill Blind if you didn't pick up that Cane of Burna.
Yes, indeed. That fire rod is a fire source, so Hera Basement is now open. But so...
Yeah, Skull Woods is also now open. And what's our other pendant? Gee, our other pendant is Ice Palace. So we need the flippers for that to become in play. But other than that, we have everything we need to get through it, potentially.
Marty took a death, but right now the focus is on Runner Watcher, who is finished blind off. Let's see what this is. 20 rupees, but a green pendant that can be very much worth your while.
Got a bomb ready there. I can't remember if they've checked out the rest of Village of Outcasts. Wonder if that's a sign as to where they're going to be going next.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be much of anything. Right now, my thoughts are going to Skull Woods for that one item when you don't have a means to get to Mothula isn't worth it.
Yeah. It's a lot of work to do for something that you don't really know is going to be required yet. Meanwhile, we got Juno Ninja working on the really tough dark room with all of those little turtle friends that need to be hit with the hammer.
This is one dark room that I don't like doing without Fire Rod, because I've tried it without Fire Rod. Got my head handed.
Yep. Juno Ninja has a lot of hearts, but is getting them steadily kind of worked away here. Just hoping to find the last turtle or two.
Done.
And Marty in the same room, I think. Well, yeah, we've got 3 runners in dark rooms right now. This is making for great entertainment.
Yeah, well, if anything, Koi's in the dark maze, I can tell you that.
Meanwhile, Runner Watcher using that fire rod. Gonna go kill him off.
Runner Watcher, you do know you don't have a sword, right?
Yeah, so Runner Watcher's gonna rub up against some vines is what's gonna happen. Totally running themselves out of magic. And here's where it's gonna hit them. Uh-oh. That feels bad.
Yeah, and Runner Watcher has become... I almost wanted to say Bomberman.
I wasn't sure what that sprite was, to be honest.
It was? Okay, my eyes were not deceiving me then.
I'm not sure how that works thematically, but alright.
Couldn't tell you, because I do not see the connection there. As Koi takes a death in the dark room. And that's the mirror of game! I don't have a webcam up, but I am doing a massive stink face right now, because that is just nasty!
Oh no, so at least not having that sword made them go, all right, well, you know, I'm gonna die. What's in this chest? Why not check it? And then now you know that's your progression. That's gonna get you your flippers. That's gonna get you access to a lot of checks and also to Ice Palace.
Not to mention Swamp Palace and the 6 items that are in there.
Yeah, Swamp Palace actually being a crystal, so I probably would see them heading in there first. But, oh yeah, I can get your lamp too. Huh, no more dark rooms for Runner Watcher.
Wow, that is just dirty.
Yeah, this seed is mean, and I don't approve of it.
Yeah, this seed is done. This seed just is doing our runners dirty with that placement.
Yeah. Dirty deeds done dirt cheap.
Yep, just like Dean Ambrose when he was in WWE.
I'll trust your commentary on that. My WWE knowledge is pretty limited.
Fair enough.
Runner Watcher heading right back to finish off Palace of Darkness. Gonna find a sword in there, and is now gonna be going, well, I guess I could go back and kill him off, but probably I've got better stuff to do.
I'm surprised Runner Watcher didn't go for the flippers there. Or did they not check Dark Death Mountain?
It's possible they did not. We'll see if that winds up being helpful or hurtful.
We'll see, but actually I see what they're doing. Green pendant play, and that's a piece of heart. Bit of a letdown there, but considering how far you had to go into Thieves Town to get the fire rod, not a bad trade-off.
Now, I'm thinking about things that could potentially be on the pedestal at this point. One item that could be on it, if we haven't seen it anywhere, and I don't think we have, is Cane of Samaria.
That's definitely a possibility at this point in the game. The Ether Medallion is also very much a possibility, as is Bombos.
Yep, either one of those could potentially be on the pedestal. So we've got some options. We won't have an Aghanim play, but we might wind up having a blind pedestal pull. That could be fun.
Oh yeah, boots are definitely in play there as well. No doubt about that one. Because actually, that find for where the mirror was did put the pedestal into play.
Runner Watcher gonna make use of their lamp now. It's so nice to be able to see around you in the dark. We have seen so little of that in this seed.
So the dark maze at the compass. And the big key, and Runner Watcher's about to get their first sword, putting that into logic. With frustration slashes for it, and that's quite fitting, I might add.
Yep. But you got one sword, and once you find boots, you've essentially got a second sword. It would be nice if we found at least one more, but at least at that point, you know you have everything you need to beat Ganon.
Actually, at this point, Ninja might go into Skullwoods after this, because not only would that first chest be in place, so would the moth, and I don't think we saw a single item in the front of Skullwoods.
No, we saw a lot of wasting people's time. So if there's something very exciting on that moth, that could be something that comes back to haunt Runner Watcher. Koi is taking another run at the dark room.
Oh, I see what Koi's doing. Shoot an arrow, and if it sticks to the turtle, you know where it's at. Not bad, but with only 9 arrows left, oh boy.
Yep, gotta refill all your magic.
Actually, I wonder... Wait, I see what's going on here. As Runner Watcher is going to be the first of our 4 runners to reach Helmasaur King in Logic. I gotta admit, getting there out of Logic is really, really tough, especially without the fire rod. So big props to these runners for even thinking of trying it.
Yeah, and Yule Ninja and Marty both have it on their marked off there, so you know, kudos to both of them. That is a lot of work and obviously a lot of practice to be able to make that a possibility.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Koi down to a heart and a half.
Gotta be careful here as Ninja's about to take on the blind fight with the fighter sword. Ooh, half a heart for Koi.
Oh boy. At what point is this going to be the moment? Oh, is that it? Did they get through?
I sincerely hope that's it. They're downing red potion anyway. As blind goes down for Ninja. Yep, poison another run. Actually, I don't fault Runner Watcher for this play at all, as they just finished up Pod. Easter's just a mirror away, so if you have Mirror, do it and you save a lot of time.
For sure. Meanwhile, Koi got through the room and is now killing the Helmosaur King. No lamp. Only one of our runners doing this with the lamp, so a huge kudos to you, Koi. Great job. 1 hour in, and we have 1 sword for each of our runners.
And a silver arrow into the gem on Helmosaur King.
That's one thing, if we only find 2 swords, and we've got a Master Sword Ganon on our hands, at least it's only Master Sword first couple of phases Ganon. It's not Master Sword Silverless Ganon, which is a pain.
It really is, and I'm still a bit salty about having a botched Silverless Master Sword in the last tournament cost me a race by 13 seconds.
Oh no.
Yeah, that was a rough one in groups, but well.
Yeah, you don't want to see that.
Ninja gets grabbed.
Oh, that hand just, needs to understand about personal space. It's not okay to just grab people, hand.
True, but on another note, it sounds like we have a music despawn on Ninja's side.
Interesting.
I don't know if this has any effect on saving time or whatnot, but it is quite interesting to hear just ambiance.
Yeah. Oh, gotta avoid that hand. There we go. This is so much easier with the Canis Maria, but none of our runners have found it yet.
We don't even know where it is.
Well, could be on the post.
Well, hey, that was a good timed wall master.
Yeah, that's kind of perfect. You're like, all right, take me. I consent. Take me. So we'll see if Yola Ninja heads straight back to the Moth, or if they want to check that first chest. A lot of the times people will go straight back to start because it's kind of an annoying walk back.
It really is, as Marty just picked up the fire rod. And Ninja's going straight for the chest that has the mirror.
Oh, that's going to feel good. Think you have to make this whole trek back or take a death warp or something? Oh, great. Never mind. I'm going back right now. And now do they head back in? Nope.
Nope, that's all.
Yep. Do not have a book, so we can't do a check of the pedestal, but we can get the heck out of here. Some frustration slashes.
We see a number of those, and now on Runner Watcher's side, Silver's to take down the Armos Knights, which is a very quick fight. Don't blink or else you'll miss it.
Oh, I blinked.
As Ninja's about to pick up the lamp and hopefully go straight for the flippers.
Yeah, I believe Ninja did a lot of work on the other side of Death Mountain, so they should know what's there. Maybe we'll even see that item in Hare's tower get found. Why not? After finally finding some fire sources.
Oh, absolutely. And there it is, Ninja picking up the lamp at 1:03:37.
So, you got your lamp, a bunch of other checks you can do, not heading into Tower of Hera. Understandable. Maybe make that your last stop after checking everything else.
Not a bad idea. We got ourselves a bumper cave check, a checkerboard cave check, excuse me. And it's a piece of heart, which Runner Watcher is not interested in.
Nope, not with this much health already and blue mail on top of it.
So Ninja's taking this time to open the Turtle Rock teleporter. I mean, you have to do it at some point. Might as well.
Yeah, why not? Gonna be our first runner to pick up flippers in a minute here.
And we got Runner Watcher as our first runner into Desert Palace.
That's interesting. This is a crystal dungeon, but we don't know yet. We'll know in a second. Well, it could be boots locked.
It probably is. And game that is super old news. Yes, you rolled a doozy, Math Girl, for sure.
Thanks, Math Girl. And we do have a confirmation. It is boots locked for desert.
I'm starting to wonder if I should roll seeds. Oh god, no. Just reminded myself of what happened last time I rolled a seed, and I'm like, nope. Odds kill. Thank you.
Marty heading back to kill the moth. Did not pick up the mirror at the beginning of the dungeon, so we're gonna get to see, providing they get through this fight, what Mothula has.
And Dual Ninja does us a favor by throwing a rock to take out that bomber.
That can be annoying.
Oh, yeah. What else is annoying is whenever you hit Mothula into the spikes, you nullify the damage.
Yeah. So I find it really difficult to tell when I'm doing damage just because sometimes I feel like I knocked him into spikes a bunch of times and it didn't make the sprite didn't flash the different colors, and yet it will go down in what feels like 2 hits.
And Marty finishes off Mothula with the fire rod to roast him, and that's the book!
We're going to get a pedestal check.
Book. Yeah, we're getting a pedestal check right now as soon as Marty goes back for that mirror.
Yeah, better go back for that mirror. Better realize you only got 1 item in this dungeon. Both items locked by that fire rod, which is in a pendant Thieves Town.
Deep in Pendant Thieves Town. First sword they found in the big chest of pod. Some of our runners getting out of logic. And Marty's checking Ped right now. Time for your blessed RNGs quick. Because we got... half magic. Well, if you go mode Ice Palace, that might be worth it.
Ooh, Ninja got a really good hint at the beginning of Swamp. There is a unique item above the pose. So now that we have the mirror, that is a location that we can check. Did Marty go back and get that mirror?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, good. I imagined they must have gone back. Otherwise, why would you be going up Death Mountain? But I didn't see it. I was too excited to see what the hint was in Swamp Palace.
I think we were all excited there for a moment for different reasons.
Yeah, I was really hoping that pedestal was going to have something on it. It has something half decent if you needed to wind up collecting all of the crystals for random reasons, the pendants rather, for random reasons, which we're kind of close to needing to do. Maybe you might go pull your half magic, who knows?
I know I've done that in a seat once. I was at the point where I could pull, I checked it to see what it was. It was half magic. I'm like, you know what? Sold.
Marty checking the tablet.
Ether tablet is just 3 bombs.
But we have access to both of the tablets now. But looks like Marty not going to be checking the other tablet just yet.
Now, is it just me or did Runner Watcher just get the Master Sword?
Huh.
Which means boots were found somewhere, and I whiffed on it.
Where were the boots? All right, I'm looking at the chat. Boots above the pose. Okay, so that hint about what was above the pose. It was the boots.
And that has led Runner Watcher right into Desert Palace.
That is definitely the place to go. Get a soggy old hint. After a long period of people kind of tracing each other's footsteps and heading in the same direction, suddenly things have gotten a little bit exciting here.
And Hulu Ninja almost flooded the key.
Oh, it's a bad feeling when that happens, so good job catching it.
Yeah, at least when you do it in this version, you just have to leave the dungeon, go back in past versions of the randomizer. You had to leave the dungeon and scroll the screen over, you lost at least a minute.
Oh, jeez.
And Misery Meyer's 2 items are Piece of Heart, both fire locked.
Good to know that we do not need to worry about that side of Misery Mire. Probably Misery Mire's going to be one of those dungeons we can do in Go mode. Maybe we'll get a God Mire with a real early big key.
That's always fun.
Marty gonna get this hint and find out that they need the boots to be able to make any more progression in here. Meanwhile, Koi is in Ice Palace.
We know Pedestal's dead, but we've sort of had that carrot dangle about something potentially being here, because we had just about everything. Let's just say, Pendant Ice Palace, I've seen it do some mean things.
Yeah, we might need to kill Cold Stare to get, Ether or Bombos.
Or the Cane of Samaria, depending on how the key logic rolls.
Yeah. The other option would be if the Cane of Samaria is somewhere else and Ice Rod or Ice Palace is Cane of Samaria locked. That would just be mean.
The Seed's definitely playing the mean card today, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, that's why I think Koi has decided to just lean into it. Pendant Ice Palace, clearly you're going to have the value, so let's just go in here. Getting the bomb jump. Nice, first try.
As Runner Watcher finished off the Landmula fight.
Yeah, nice to do that with Silver Arrows and or Fire Rod. Should make that very easy for most of our runners. Well, it's a dungeon out of the way, but didn't really lead to a lot of progression in and of itself.
And that hint's worthless.
Good old troll hints. That's exactly what you want to go into a Pendant Ice Palace for. Troll hints.
We found the big key, but this staircase that Ninja's going up is glitched. You have to hold left or right. Didn't quite pull it off. You have to hold left or right before hitting the down input on the first attempt up, and then you can get out of it.
Alright, what's in our big chest? Hey.
It's Master Sword for Ninja, which for Runner Watcher will be Tempered Sword.
Yeah, assuming they go back for it, probably. Meanwhile, Koi appears to have found some value in Ice Palace, Cane of Samaria, and Bombos.
That isn't just saying go to Turtle Rock.
Wow.
That is saying go to Turtle Rock at 100 decibels.
Yeah, that's saying go to Turtle Rock, do not pass go, do not collect $200.
Or
oh my
you can
goodness.
say save it for later because Ice Palace is the value dungeon. We are in no mode, folks.
Wow, I had a feeling that Ice Palace would have both of the medallions. For some reason, I felt it in my soul. I did not expect that we would find Cane of Samaria in there as well. That is, I mean, and not even on the boss. We didn't even have to go all the way down and kill Cold Stare. It was just sitting there in chests, just ready for us.
That would have tripped up some runners who absolutely hate going into Pendant Ice Palace.
Yeah. So that's going to help Koi out to some extent. However, Koi's going to be finding out here that they still need to get those boots. So far, only one of our runners has the boots.
And purple chest was 20 rupees as Hula Ninja finishes Argus off with a silver arrow.
Getting a nice heart, almost like we're playing an MG. Marty turning in that green pendant. Thinking about where to go next. Koi knows exactly where to go.
Yep, going to Mire.
Now, Koi... No, I don't believe it was Koi that got that hint about the items in Mire, was it?
I want to say I saw that on Runner Watcher's side in Ice Palace.
Yeah, I think you're right. So we might see Koi doing a little bit of checking that doesn't need to be done, but hopefully...
Oh, wait, it was Koi who found the hint, so this is going to be a non-fire version of Misery Mire.
Yeah, it's always nice to get the word that you don't have to worry about that whole side with that long, long cutscene. I meant to time it the last time I ran it. I don't know how long. It feels like it's about 2 minutes long, but I'm pretty sure it's like 30 seconds.
I want to say the fire side's about a minute and a half.
This is where chat will probably come in and have a distinct answer for us. It certainly feels long, but it's a little longer than it takes for all of your torches to go out.
I was just thinking of the whole Firelock side of that dungeon. You know what else is long and as you're waiting? Tile rooms.
Uh-huh.
As Hula Ninja has jumped into Ice Palace, and this is going to be a almost go mode. Emphasis very much on almost.
Still, those boots they're just in that one location that nobody wants to check. Everybody's already kind of done that area, been into the dark world, looked at what's on. Oh, there's a hook shot on the bumper cape. Great, I got that. Nobody has been thinking about going back that way because they don't have the boots to get into King's Tomb or do the other bonk rocks there. So, you know, there's only one check to do and it's not fast. So nobody wanted to do it, but it's important.
And it looks like we might have a problem on Runner Watcher's side, a potential mismark. Because if that's the case, then that's going to be big trouble, possibly a disaster.
Runner Watcher heading back to kill the Mothula that they tried to get into, didn't have a sword, picked up the mirror and then started making some great progress. But if they head back and kill that moth, at least if they check the pedestal, they'll realize that it's not a pedestal seat. Maybe that's what Runner Watcher thinks it is.
It's possible.
In which case, that book is a beautiful gift because it's going to disavow them of that notion fast.
Bomb jump time.
Another first try bomb jump.
That always feels good.
Indeed. Marty does not have the flippers. Fake flippering here.
I like this play.
I like the use of the bomb to get you into that spot right next to the screen transition as well.
Yeah, that was smart, because sometimes that spot can be trickier to hit than you realize.
Yeah, depending on the length of your sword too, you have to kind of know, how much of your sword should be sticking into the screen transition for you to be in the right spot. Take a few tries.
As Ninja gets Kana Samaria.
And Runner Watcher kills the moth, picks up a pendant, grabs a book.
And a Bombos for Ninja.
Just gotta grab that ether, and then we'll have every medallion we could possibly want.
Yep, and it's just in this next run, so I can say officially, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, at 119.57, Ulo Ninja is the first of our 4 featured runners to enter Go Mode.
That's gotta feel pretty good after feeling like you're being jerked around a little bit by this seed. It must be nice to know you can just run.
They don't have. Hey, I spoke too soon. They don't have the boots.
Yeah. Okay, still the one troll left. The boots can still troll. It's funny, the boots have given Runner Watcher the ability to do, a lot of checks and feel really confident about what they're doing, but they've been led away from Ice Palace, which is where every single bit of value is. Meanwhile, Koi got through the end of the end of Mire without the lamp. Did some nice dark rooms there to do that, and has killed Vitreous.
The Mire Dark Room certainly can be daunting, especially knowing that first one, you have to put a Kana Samaria block down on a switch. That one's very tricky.
Meanwhile, Runner Watcher checking that tablet, not finding anything, thinking about other things that you can do. Gonna check the other tablet. I really hope that we see them think about.
Marty I think Marty lost Fake Flipper in a bad spot.
Yep, that was not good. Got caught in a loop there, kind of soft locked essentially.
Yep, for all intents and purposes.
So Runner Watcher gonna check this tablet. Hopefully we'll think about other things, like not just stuff that the book will give you. What other things can you check because of that mirror that you have in your hand?
Yeah, for sure, no doubt about that. It looks like Koi's gonna go for Turtle Rock, which will give us our first look at the dungeon, but not the right direction. You gotta go above the pose here.
Yeah, but we do need to do Turtle Rock. At least Turtle Rock is a crystal dungeon. It's not like we're having to dip into it as a pendant. So if you get it out of the way, certainly you would rather avoid this trip up Death Mountain if you can. But we're going to need those flippers. So they're going to see those walking by, grab those.
Well, Koi just grabbed Lamp, speaking of things to grab.
Yeah, after all those dark rooms, finally, the worst dark rooms in the game done. Now you got the lamp.
Actually, now Hula Ninja is in the right ballpark, about to get his boots, and we are going to have ourselves a go mode. Marty's about to get boots as well, but Hula Ninja will be officially, now it's for real, the first of our 4 featured runners to enter go mode at 122.50. My apologies for the dirt earlier. That's what happens when you have a long day at work.
Indeed. Marty also grabbing some boots. Hopefully, Marty not going to get too sidetracked with things that you can check with those before making that necessary dip in Ice Palace.
Koi is blowing open Turtle Rock.
Yeah, Koi has everything that they need to get all the way through Turtle Rock. Because they don't have those boots yet, we may see a full clear of Turtle Rock, but it's really a full clear of Turtle Rock is too different from just getting through it, so it's pretty reasonable when you're still looking for an item or two to do that.
Yeah, true, but sword-wise, this could be trouble for Koi. Because basically in this setup, and I believe we know where all 4 swords are, correct?
Let's see, we know where at least 3 of them are. We've got the library, pod, Swamp Palace.
Chest.
I think that's all we know right now.
Okay, so I'll lay it out like this. If Koi does not come up with a sword in Turtle Rock, then basically you're fighting phase 1 against Trinex swordless. And as somebody who has played swordless seeds, that's not fun.
Speaking of swords, I'm already picking up that one in the library. After a lot of work, hour and 20 minutes of work with either no sword or a fighter sword. Feels nice to have something with at least a little bit of power behind it.
Oh yeah, this Master definitely has a considerable amount of power, but so does the Tempered Sword.
Yeah, the upgrade from Master to Tempered is, it's huge, but when you've been toiling with hardly any swords at all, that Master Sword feels like $1,000,000.
Oh yeah, and Tempered just feels even better.
Butter Sword almost feels like indulgent. This is too good.
Yep, like having a full bowl of ice cream after a meal type of indulgent.
Oh yeah, putting a big old blob of butter on your pancakes kind of indulgent.
And Runner Watcher sees it.
Love that spin speed.
Oh yeah.
Well, still need to do some hunting, Runner Watcher. Maybe you should go to Ice Palace.
Yeah, hopefully after this.
Yeah, with those flippers, that's going to be one of the things. You probably will check the overworld stuff first, but then, you know what? At that point, gotta dip in.
Yeah, at this point, though, it really depends on the runner, but at this point, I'd just be going dungeon, dungeon, dungeon.
Yeah, having everything you need to clear even Swamp Palace, knowing that there's a couple items, quite a few items in there. Probably going to be doing that before doing anything else.
Now, the only question I have for Ninja is, are we going to have a bird toss?
I want a bird toss. It looks like they're trying to set it up here. All right, looks good.
And there it is, folks, the bird toss! Into the water!
Beautiful. It's always a little sad when it's Bombos to open that dungeon and and you just watch it burn up. Well. Koi checking out Mimic Cave, just $300 stashed away. Those mimics were saving that. Good job. Maybe they wanted to quit being mimics. Maybe they wanted to do something different with their lives.
Yeah, maybe they're trying to get back to being gorillas like they were in the first game.
Ooh. I like that lore.
Now, Swamp Palace is not going to work out in terms of finding go mode items, but if Runner Watcher goes for the big chest, they'll have the Tempered Sword for the Argus fight.
That would make a big difference. Honestly, the amount of time you spend going back and picking that up, I think you saved that fairly easily on that fight.
Oh, no doubt about it, for sure.
And then just knowing you have the Tempered Sword with silver arrows means you have zero worries getting into Ganon's Tower. Honestly, Ganon's Tower, not going to be a problem for most of these runners, especially the ones who picked up Tempered Sword. Koi getting close to the laser bridge here. Going to be really interesting to see how they handle the Trinex fight.
Yeah, this is one of those situations where I definitely set up the safety door just in case things go wrong. Because it's less of a time loss to have to return to safety door than to go back in by way of Mimic Cave.
The only problem could occur if you use all of your magic in that first part of the fight, like if you use all your magic and then die, it is tough without half magic to get through this fight. Especially, I mean, we'll have a full magic bar because we've got a refill, but boy, it's tough. This is tough. The complete opposite of Yule Ninja's fight here with Vitreous, which is going to go very smoothly.
Yeah, basically it's a free zero cycle into 2 silver arrows, which the zero cycle is very free when you have the silver to kill the beast. And this is going to be tough for Koi, having just the fighter sword.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they don't miss any hits here. They've got to do at least 2 hits of the elemental weapon of choice before switching over to the hammer. Got the first head. Gotta be careful with your magic.
Also gotta be careful with Trinex sticking its neck into the middle of it.
There, wow, got through that first phase very nicely.
Yeah, I got through that pretty good. Last seed I raced, I had trouble with that particular strat. It's something... Basically, I wound up doing what Koi did, and it worked first try, so maybe that's what I switched to for that fight.
Wow, nicely done by Koi. That was not an easy fight, and they made that look pretty easy.
Yeah, Koi made that look extremely trivial.
Very trivial reward for all that work, unfortunately.
Yeah, it certainly is a very daunting fight, especially for swordless and not having any particularly strong sword, because tempered makes it look easy, and then you try it with less, and then you realize you don't know how good you have.
Mm-hmm. Seeing some nice grabbing 2 fluff balls off of Argus here. Strats from Runner Watcher now. Trying to hit this weird movement and weird hitbox, but manages to sink one of those silver arrows.
And getting the Sanctuary Heart for the reward, the only thing that does in that situation is save time on the fill-up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was going to get filled up anyway, but because it happens before the end, it just gotta spin your sword and get out of that little cutscene.
Now Runner Watcher goes back for the big chest.
Koi heading into Swamp Palace now. Maybe gonna check that tablet before, if they haven't checked it already. Actually, they can't check it. They don't have the book. They did not go back and kill that moth. So we're just gonna see some Swamp Palace action and then hopefully checking a couple of mirror spots. Runner Watcher did go back in and pick up that tempered sword. Unfortunately, going to go do left side swamp now, which we know doesn't have a lot of value in it. So 3 of our runners now in Swamp Palace. A couple of them just starting off, Marty and Koi. Runner Watcher cleaning up, although they've already gotten all the value they're going to get out of it. Yule Ninja showing us a totally different Turtle Rock experience here than we just saw from Koi. zipping through with the boots, tempered sword in hand. Runner Watcher. Finally finishing those chests in Swamp Palace. Not finding the value that they were hoping to find there. Now it's time to hunt for those medallions and that cane of Samaria. Aha, we've got the Ice Palace play, I believe. This is what we want to see. Marty appears to be going to be doing left side swamp as well. Meanwhile, Koi, heading straight back, still only has that fighter sword, which is going to make the fight with Argus a little bit difficult. Yola Ninja also retained a small key before heading into this final area, so they're not even going to have to do the laser bridge, even though with the mirror shield it would be fairly trivial. But they're going to be able to just take a sharp, I guess, to our eyes left here, just go straight up to Trinex, and we'll see a much more typical Trinex experience. All right, here's Koi with some spin strats. Trying to hook a couple of puffballs at a time. Hard to keep them both.
That is not an easy strat to set up.
No, it's not. But you know, making some good progress with it. Hopefully they're going to head back in. They did not do left side at all. They went straight to the back. So hopefully they'll come back in, at least check that chest. Unfortunately, they'll probably also do left side. And Yulo Ninja just finishing up Trinex here. Nicely done.
It's worth noting that when you have Fighter Sword against Argus, you're either doing spins to get the puff stack, or you're menuing the hammer, aka the menu RNG. And with that, Ninja is on 7 crystal, so let's take some guesses to see where the big key is going to be for Ganon's Tower. I sort of got shoehorned into the whole 12 deal, so I'm going with 12.
I'm going to say 8. 8 feels good. 8 feels nice. I hope I'm wrong in that it's the first chest they check, because they deserve it after this weird seed.
Yeah, this seed was a, well, to borrow a term from Fred Coughlin, this seed was a pooper.
It was bottlenecky in such weird ways, strangely linear, even though everything was open, it seems.
Yeah, it seemed like everything was open as Runner Watcher hits go mode.
Oh no.
It seemed very open, but it also was basically a right order seat, just hiding in the grass, basically.
Did Runner Watcher leave before getting Ether?
No, I think he...
No, he did.
Oh, that is... Oh, God.
That is just... I mean...
That's...
I can understand. You go in, you find your Cane of Samaria, and you're like, wow, maybe I should leave now. And then you're like, no, stick with it. And you pick up the next item, and it's that. And you go, well, I now have a place that I can go. Why would I keep checking chests in this pendant dungeon? And now getting blocked by the dead rocks. They're trying to tell you something, dude.
Yeah, they really are. This is something you really don't like to see happen. Oh, we got a mushroom in Ganon's tower. But it's
Right,
something as
so
a runner we've all done at some point where we've just literally noped on a location that was right there
oh
and
boy, that's
wound
gonna feel
up.
bad.
Oh gosh, the feels on that aren't just going to be bad, they're going to be super bad.
But in better news, Koi has the boots and wound up picking that other sword up, and so Koi, now I believe in go mode.
Yep, Master Sword makes go mode.
But Yula Ninja not finding the big key yet on their trek to the left side. So, I believe we've done 8 checks so far. 7 was the
Yeah,
mushroom.
and now we get 9, a map.
That's just mean. The seed's mean.
The real mean would be if it wound up being in Tower Room, and there's some picks I just don't make because they're just that rude.
That is very rude.
Although, if it's there and someone tables on it, hits a home run. Yeah. 10, 11, arrows. 13, one off.
13, lucky 13. Do we have a 13? Yes. JTN 2002 picked 13 as well as Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna. So congratulations to the both of you. Well picked. Marty now getting funneled into that Ice Palace check, I think. Gonna check the Ice Rod Cave first. But hopefully...
Yeah, this is definitely gonna be an Ice Palace play for sure.
But I really hope they don't they don't take that bait, that they stick with it.
Yeah, this is one of those where you take the bait, it's gonna hurt.
How cruel is that, though? I mean, so far we've had to do a lot of dipping into... I mean, we didn't actually need to kill Mothula. That was a red herring. There was nothing that was blocked behind that book. Although I guess it gave you access to Desert Palace before getting the mirror if you wanted. Nice one cycle from Koi there to finish off the land mollusk.
And that Koi's gonna be on the way up to Ganon's tower.
Yes, already having Turtle Rock out of the way. Still gonna climb up Death Mountain, which is a bit of a pain, but we would have needed to do that again anyway, so it's fine. I would love to know the reasoning behind that bunny sprite for Runner Watcher there for Frog.
That is a very good question. Unless maybe it's a company-related reference, as dev or a publisher reference, no idea.
I mean, it should just be Glenn, right? From, like, before he was a frog, as in Chrono Trigger? I don't know.
Yeah, that one I am not sure of, to be honest.
Meanwhile, Yula Ninja just charging up the tower, no problem. Has every possible tool in their arsenal apart from a butter sword, which would just, like we were discussing earlier, be indulgent at this point. Half magic would be nice, but nobody was going to go through and finish Ice Palace to get that final pendant.
With how many runners we've got in the race, as we get Blue Boomerang in Ganon's tower.
Interesting to check those chests. I don't know. Sometimes I like checking them. It just feels nice at this point. They're like your little treats after you've done a whole pile of work.
So now it's one slash, one spin, almost got knocked off. Gotta be careful where you get knocked off. Should you get knocked off? Because there's spikes below.
There's one.
And it's right into a spike pit.
Of course. At least we have the powder.
But Ninja had taken damage on the fall from Moldorm. That is exclusive to the Japanese 1.0 version of the game where your hitbox doesn't totally despawn until the transition, so that's how that happened.
Final
and
chest.
There's the bug net.
Oh, will we see some swag strats?
Moldorm's final possession was a bug net. Did it break out of that net in its younger days, I wonder?
Oh, I like it. I like this deep lore we're building for this seed.
Oh, more like for the series, but I can complain, but how's the geometry? Nice setup.
Nice.
Oh, nice triple.
Oh boy, that's a good setup.
If it's not a blue ball.
Nice!
It is! Hulo Ninja hits home a double, triple. Nicely
Beautiful.
done. And with that setup, that might not be the only one of those we see tonight.
Yeah, we'll see. That will be a good test of people's geometry for sure. I'm already about to hit the value zone of the Ice Palace here.
Just don't leave while Hulo Ninja has us at Ganon.
Nice positioning there.
Now this positioning will be fine for Phase 2, but you gotta be careful that you don't get knocked into Ganon, because this is more of the riskier version of the God Corner, but it works all the same.
Nice dodge of the fire bats. Got the arrow equipped, going to be going for maybe a double or a triple on this first hit if possible.
Yep, we got him. Want to see? Bang. Right there. Whoa! Nice setup for the torch glitch.
Beautiful. Not taking a risk on that one there with that fire bat. No sense taking a risk of getting pushed off the edge. You got lots of magic, and you've got every tool you could possibly need to survive. You might as well take your time and just get this done.
Yeah, if you thought getting troll horned was bad, if you get knocked off the Ganon fight, you're just... God, right as I was mentioning it!
No!
On the last hit, too, that is the ultimate commentator curse right there.
Oh, no.
And you hate to see that happen because now you have to restart the entire fight.
And he could teleport who knows how many times now. It seems like he teleports more when you go back for the second fight. But it's fine. Hulo Ninja, professional. Gonna get this done. Meanwhile, Runner Watcher is literally running all over the world watching for that last item.
Honestly, I never thought I'd hear such a comparison, because honestly, I do not think I sound like Gilbert Godfrey. Speaking of God, how about God Corner? Actually, no, that's not a God Corner. It's off by a little bit, but it's still a good setup.
Yeah, doing really well. Both times, clearly is good at this fight. That it just, you hate to see a fall to a bat, but it's just so cruel.
We got a bird toss from Marty. Runner Watcher going for Big Bomb, thinking Ether is there, but we know where it is.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be the last place that they think to check. 100%. Got a nice double to start it off this time. Did not get the torch glitch, but we aren't going to need it.
Doesn't matter if it's double. We got bacon. Get your GGs in chat for Willow Ninja, who will win from the featured runners. I'll check IRC once they officially cross to see if that was a win overall, or did that fall cost them?
They finished in first place with a time of 1:49.34. GG.
GG's indeed.
I don't know where he was.
Could have cost them the win.
That definitely could have. Wow.
Yeah, and then the screen layout was
first
like the preempt. The preempt for like the first.
Our
10
first
minutes.
runner. Wow.
And so you didn't know like which runner was which runner. We couldn't see trackers.
Well, that's nicely done. We have Koi heading up the tower now. Hopefully we'll have Yula Ninja come in here for an interview in a little bit.
Yeah, because this seed was... Whew, good lord. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, this has been...
Runner Watcher is... Yeah. Runner Watcher is back in Ice Palace. Must have figured the mistake and is heading in to rectify it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of anything else that they can check. They know it's not on the pedestal. There's really nowhere else to go.
Basically.
Hate to last location your last item, though. It does not feel good.
No, last locationing an item. I do not care what randomizer you're playing. It could be this randomizer, it could be combo rando, it could be Zelda 1 rando, or any of the other Zelda randos for that matter. You last location an item, it is at any time in the seed, it is the worst feeling in the world.
Mm-hmm. Runner Watcher having a little bit of trouble with the bomb jump there, probably feeling a little frazzled, but getting it done. Meanwhile, Koi is heading up to their geometry lesson. Let's see how they pull this off.
Let's see, we've already had one double triple. No, not going to have a second, which is unfortunate, but it'll be an easy 3 cycle anyway. And with that, we are joined by our winner, Willow Ninja. GG, well played on that seed.
Oh, GG, that was a start.
Yeah.
So how about that Ice Palace?
I would like more of that. Then people would like Ice Palace.
Maybe not Runner Watcher.
No, because Runner Watcher is about to last location the Ether Medallion.
Yeah,
oh no.
Runner Watcher got the first 2 pieces of value and said, well, there can't possibly be anything else, right? And then left.
Oh, you don't do that.
And they're going to learn that now.
We've all brain farted on locations before, so...
It's a pendant. You don't want to come back to pendant ice.
Yeah, there are a number of rando runners between this and combo rando that absolutely hate Pendant Ice Palace, and for this reason. It seems like when ice is a pendant, there's almost always something here. I don't know the stats on that, but it certainly seems like it.
Man, it's like the new Skullwoods.
Hey, it might be the version 30 of Skull Woods from versions 25 through 28.
Yeah. So how much did you expect to find
something
of value on the pedestal today?
Not very much, honestly, because it's Thieves Town and Ice Palace. If it were pendants that are less notorious for having items in them, yeah, sure.
Fair. So you took a fall to Ganon, which we were worried that was gonna
Right
take
as I was about to mention what would happen.
Yeah,
What happened. So that is 100% on me.
But to be fair, Koi just also had a fall to Ganon, so apparently it's just in the air tonight.
Insert Phil Collins reference here.
Oh lord.
I mean, it fits, so.
Runner Watcher killing Cold Stare. Did not get ether.
Yeah, this has to be. This is either a brain fart or a mismark.
Yola Ninja, where was ether in Ice Palace?
The spike room chest.
Yeah, I was about to say it was in that one.
Mm-hmm. They're going back in. And Koi's on take 2.
Take 2 is just as friendly with the first 2 phases, at least.
It's true. So, how were you surprised at all to come out with a win on this one, or were you, after going through this seed, were you kind of expecting that most people were going to be similarly trolled?
Expecting most people to be similarly trolled.
Yeah, this seed had literally had the old troll face meme written all over it. It was that much of a right order seed.
I mean, Hint saved this seed. Because Graveyard Ledge had boots, and who wouldn't go? Who goes into ice without hints when they have so much other stuff to do?
Yeah.
But that fire rod into mirror is probably the worst.
Yeah, that one was pretty stinky. There were a lot of stinky item locations in this.
Yeah. So
Odds.
yeah, swords were very weirdly distributed, especially with that tease of a sword for like 45 minutes or something.
Yeah, this basically was like a planned OC, for lack of a better term, as Mathborough brings that up in chat. Meanwhile, Koi has wrapped up second place amongst our featured runners, 4th overall, with a time of 157.17. Our other 2 finishers to this point, BBB Kermit, 152.23 second, and Big Dunk the third, 155.44. And with that, we are joined by Koi in the interview room. GG, Koi. That seed was a thing.
Yeah, Ganon stole my 3rd place finish.
It almost stole 1st place from Yola Ninja, who also fell.
Well, like that in that position, when you stop him right there, you get like that early silver hit. You want him to either stay still or move really far. Move like just a little bit, and it's really hard to like move over and then quickly turn up and slash, because you don't know exactly when he's going to stop, because when he teleports, he moves faster than you. So the farther he moves, the easier it is to see in advance.
True. It's easier to read. Now, unfortunately for Runner Watcher, he left Ice Palace before getting the Ether Medallion in the spiked chest and last location hit. Ugh. Ouch.
Yeah, that's gotta feel pretty bad.
Yeah, I was thinking about that when I was in Ice Palace, right? Because you get that hint, there's a unique item in Ice Palace, and, originally I thought, oh, it's probably the boots, And then I go there and it's like, that's not the boots. Well, let's stay, because the boots are probably here, right? And then I find another progression. I was like, oh man, what if somebody leaves after that first one? And then I find a third one. Freaking Ice Palace.
Yeah, this Ice Palace was ridiculously loaded. It was like Skullwoods from version 28, or something like that.
Yeah, although this Skullwoods was also like Skullwoods from version 28.
Yeah, except the back.
Yeah, fire-locked, the whole thing, the front half of the Skullwoods, totally useless.
For the most part, I feel like I did a pretty good job this seed. I mean, I got 4th place finish is nothing to shake a stick at, you know.
Yeah.
But like, there's definitely things I could have done better. Like, I had a really hard time doing the turtle room and pod without the fire rod or medallion.
Man, that one looked really tough. I mean, 3 of you wound up doing pod without the lamp, and that's, not a fun dark room to do. So kudos for getting through it. That was, it was a bit trolly. But
like with the items we had at that point, and it's like, okay, well, the things that are in logic are Pendant, Thieves Town, Mirrorless Smiths, but I have bow and hammer. And the only thing stopping me from going to pod is the turtle room kind of sucks in the dark unless you have the fire rod.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it really does. I don't even attempt that dark room unless I have the fire rod.
Typically, I do like my hammer strat, where you hammer once and then move slightly to the left and hammer again, and that'll kill 2 of them and knock the other 4 over, which will give you, opportunity to kill at least 2 more of them before they flip back. But I missed it both times I was in the room. So I kind of had to like play around with Burna and the silver arrows and just kind of hope I killed everything. I ended up killing the last turtle with half a heart left.
Yeah, and then of course using a whole pile of potions or whatever bottles you found. Luckily there were a few of them.
Yeah, bottles are generous in this seed. And Runner Watcher went more for the NMG version of the Zero Cycle. I have got to learn that one.
Yeah, that was good. Boy, Runner Watcher, every single dungeon, every single pendant. They might as well go pull half magic before heading up to Turtle Rock at this point.
Zero Cycle of Argus?
No, of Vitreous. There's an NMG strat that somebody found.
So did he have temper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, where was the other sword? Because I got tempered in GT.
Let's see. So it was there was Swamp Palace Big Chest.
That's it. Yeah, I've go moded Swamp.
That's right. Yeah. So
I made a pretty big gamble. Because like once I realized I was in Boots Go mode, it's just like go check hint tiles, and we started with Turtle Rock, and you full clear Turtle Rock because you basically full clear it anyway, and it takes so long to get back through it. Yeah. But then the hint in Swamp being a unique item, it's like it's probably the boots.
No, the boots were hanging out near the pose. I think there was a hint about that too.
Yeah, if the boots weren't there, I was planning to go do Dark Ice Rod Cave, the Death Cave, for the hint over there. Because the only other hint that I hadn't checked at that point was that one and Aga Tower. I don't know if I would have gone into Aga Tower. I might have full cleared Swamp before that.
Yeah,
I'm really happy the boots were where they were.
So Marty's about to get the GT big key. And here comes Runner Watcher as well. So Marty and Runner Watcher could potentially have a very close finish.
Yeah, Runner Watcher's got to get all the way through the left side to the rando room. Hopefully they're not going to decide to gamble on the tile room or right side.
Yeah, that would be an ugly gamble. And we do have some more finishers. 5th place goes to Salty Fried tonight with a 158.10. 6th place, 14 seconds behind him, was Hacksaw with a 158.24. And Frostbite, our 7th and final runner to sub 2 tonight, with a 159.07.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with first place being 149, that's a long seed.
Yeah, that's basically a time you'd more typically see in an all dungeons mode amongst the better runners. So yeah, definitely a dirty seed, that's for sure. And the only other finisher to this point is the OK guy, 8th place, 203.29. Oh, and somebody said something about Runner Watcher gambling on Taurum.
That was me. I'm the one who did this one. Oh, sorry, Runner Watcher. I didn't mean to commentate or curse you into doing the wrong thing. Oh boy, a small key, but the least fun thing you can find.
Yep. And now it's turned into a right side play.
Well, when you get that key, you gotta use it. Hopefully they'll at least get through these torches on the first go and not have to go all the way back and get it again. Good.
Yeah, that conveyor moving against you is just a nasty setup that even with boots, you can have the door slam right in your face, and that's extremely frustrating, not to mention very rude of the game.
So here's our next thing to worry about. Full clear right side.
Well, there's Buttersword. So now we have found all 4 swords.
Looks like Runner Watcher not going to be doing full right. Thank goodness.
So unfortunately, you guys, I can't stick around. I have to continue streaming. So just FYI to the restreamer, I'm going to be doing more things on my stream. So if you want to stop restreaming me, that's totally cool. Thank you guys so much for commentating and tracking. You're the best. And GGs to everybody.
All right, GGs, and have a good night. Hopefully the next seed won't be like this one. That's all I'm going to say about that.
For sure.
Thanks, Clay. GG. Oh, boy. Well, as we watch Marty finishing up Ganon's tower and Runner Watcher getting closer to that big key. Anything else you want to add, YOLO Ninja? We've done what we could. We got through it.
I'm just surprised I got first.
Yeah, I mean it was good work, and just wound up making those right decisions in those tough moments.
You mean sticking around an ice palace the entire time?
Yeah. Uh-oh, Marty's gonna be rubbing up against a door here soon. Gotta go back and get that key.
Uh-oh, Marty missed a key.
I hope. I think there's. Yeah, he didn't get the one off of these guys, so he's fine. Just
okay, disaster averted.
Yeah, could have been much worse.
Today for me has definitely been an it is what it is kind of day, and this seed was certainly fitting to that.
Yeah.
Marty gets the spin hit, goes double spin, which is all good, and Runner Watcher's beginning the climb as Marty's about to move on to Aga 2. Yeah, at this point, I would not be surprised if Red Mail wound up being vanilla.
Yeah, very well could be. That's it's really mean if there's something in that chest that you need to progress. You never think about it.
Now, there is a rarity of a bow being there, but you don't want that.
No, that's
Ooh, as Marty gets a triple.
Very nice start.
Oh, this is a freebie.
Beautiful.
And we got our second double triple of the night. First Hulo Ninja, and now Marty.
Lovely. Now let's see if Marty can get through this fight with Ganon without getting knocked off. That seems to be the theme for tonight.
It certainly does. I don't think we ever saw the bunny sprite on Marty's side, so for those of you not in the know, that one is Dromark, which is part of the Nia pairing in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. More on that at another time.
I like the ones that are like commentaries on like the one for Terra from Final Fantasy VI is Mog because it's a reference to the I believe it's the like 80% run of Final Fantasy VI.
Nice.
Runner just getting that first cycle finish of the second Land Molus. Heading up into their satisfying rooms. All right, Marty, heading into phase 4 Ganon. Getting
Gets the torch glitch nicely.
Very nice. Playing it safe with Ganon here.
And that'll do it. Marty has finished Ganon off. We got more bacon. Get your GGs in chat for Marty.
Beautiful, clean fight.
Clean fight, not so clean seed. As Marty has crossed the threshold and finishes with an official SRL time. 9th place, 2 hours, 10 minutes, 30 seconds.
GG.
And I will agree, this seed was stupid.
I haven't noticed what the text was when people have been finishing the run there. I'll have to keep an eye on it when Runner Watcher finishes shortly here.
Basically, it was thank you, your quest is over.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. Runner Watcher making short work of Moldorm 2. Getting rewarded with a net.
Well, it is a net gain.
Ah!
I had to.
It's good. It's great.
I knew somebody was gonna boo that.
Yeah, you got a boo and you also got a ha ha ha. Oh my god, I love that. And then now you're getting a get out. So you've got the perfect reaction.
That comes from years of watching Chugga Conroy. I have to admit, the puns have rubbed off me, and Runner Watcher does go for the swag net, and
I appreciate it, Runner Watcher. Love it. You gotta go for the swag net. You got it in the last chest of the game. It's foretold.
well, it certainly would be in Swordless.
But getting at least one hit with every round here. There we go. Getting a little low on hearts, but high on pride.
Yep, for sure. Some frustration slashes.
Setting up a bonk pickup from the bird. All right. Ready for the Butter Sword Ganon fight.
Don't blink, folks. It's a quick fight, because it's 7 hits for the first phase and the second one.
Gotta be careful with these bats, though. Pack a punch.
They certainly do, and I think at this point it would be a death, so Runner Watcher really has to be careful here.
Mm-hmm. Just being real mean to Ganon, just continual stabbing here. It's almost as though there's an anger issue's been worked out here.
Just getting some frustrations out from a frustrating seed. Ooh, hangs on, stays on, and finishes Ganon off fastest of our 4 featured runners. And one more round of bacon. Get your GGs in chat for Runner Watcher.
Wow, that was a nice double. Finish it off. Must feel good.
Must feel really good, because anyway, Runner Watcher rounds out our top 10 with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 14 minutes, 22 seconds.
GG. That was a lot of work.
It certainly was.
We also have an 11th place finisher just a few seconds later, 2:15:09, Sandra's 3:16.
Yeah, there were a few things that didn't go right with the seed for Runner Watcher, but it's something that honestly I would just shake off and worry about for the next one, because this seed was super trolly, and it was what I like to call, and this comes from Zelda 1 Rando, it was a right order seed, without a doubt. If you didn't hit the right order, this seed really hurt you. And in Zelda 3 Rando, that's certainly a thing, but this seed mandated a right order.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for a Plando, this would have been great. It would have basically just been an out-of-order NMG kind of just straight-up run-through. There wouldn't have been a lot of, trying to figure out what you needed to go and where. It's just, without having that plan, without having that spoiler log open, there's 1,000 locations you can check. And if you don't pick the right one, you won't find any progression at all.
True that. Meanwhile, we've all done it before, so just shake it off and you'll get it next time. Also, just looking over the speed gaming schedule, we do have one more thing on tap tonight. It starts at 11:59 tonight. Metroid Zero mission on speed gaming. So for those of you staying up late, that's something for you. But Speed Gaming 1 is also, or rather Speed Gaming Main, I should say, is back at it at 8 a.m. with more Metroid Zero mission.
Definitely something to check out.
Oh, for sure. And Speed Gaming Main does have some more stuff scheduled tomorrow for it, because at 2 o'clock, Portal 2, 6 o'clock, Ocarina of Time Randomizer, and other things scheduled. A couple of A Link to the Past Rando daily races. The 9 o'clock will be open, 2 o'clock to be determined, a miscellaneous mode. Stay tuned for that. But there's also some Link's Awakening Warpless and new Super Mario Bros. DS action planned for tomorrow, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, I might have to check out the Ocarina of Time randomizer. I really have kind of been a bit laser focused on the Link to the Past randomizer, and that just seems like such an interesting and crazy open mode.
Oh, it really is, and it's a lot of fun to watch, because I know a number of folks who have played and run that particular rando. There's some seeds there that when they're nice, they're really nice, but when they're mean, like, say, 50 skull to the required mean,
Ooh.
they're mean.
Well, I'll check that out. We should probably give a shout out to our trackers tonight. We had, I believe, Red Armor. Who else did we have tracking for us today?
We also had, I believe it was
JTN 2002?
Yep. Definitely a good job by the trackers. But the real stars of this are our runners. Give each of them a follow, as they put on a heck of a show through a seed that was definitely not easy. I'll say that much.
We have a note saying that our tomorrow 2 p.m. seed is going to be Open AD. just confirming what exactly the AD stands for.
Oh,
After death?
No, I can tell you what that is.
Ah.
That is open mode all dungeons, meaning we'll consider tonight's seed a little taste of what all dungeons is, except the big difference is you have to finish them all, and that includes Agony.
Oh boy. So if you liked tonight's seed, tune in tomorrow, 2 p.m. for probably something that could even be less trolly, because at least you're expecting to do everything.
Yeah, you're expecting to do everything, but even so, you could get trolled because you could have a couple mandatory double dips thrown in there to make things even worse.
Oh yeah, those are great.
I've seen a few of those. And any final thoughts on the seed, Cataclysm, before we call it a night?
Well, I guess my thoughts on this seed are good riddance.
Yep, here's another one for the good plando, bad regular roll file, which is basically sent off to the countywide tire fire.
Indeed, but huge kudos to our runners who pulled off some really tough strats to get through this seed. So give them all a follow, and hey, thanks for watching. We appreciate everybody who popped by in chat and decided to check out this awesome race of a weird seed with us.
Absolutely. Not the most dark rooms I've seen in a seed, but certainly a lot of them, no doubt about that.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that, for my co-commentary Cataclysm, our two trackers, our runners, and everybody behind the scenes at Speed Gaming, I'm Leslie Pro. Have a good night, watch out for Lionels, and we'll see you next time.
Good night, folks.